Regulation A is an exemption under Section 3 of the Securities Act for certain mini public offerings. Regulation A was amended by Title IV of the Jobs Act. Title IV of the Jobs Act required the SEC to adopt final rules which would amend and modernize then existing Regulation A, which had a very low dollar offering threshold and required that offerings made pursuant to then Regulation A were subject to blue sky requirements. The SEC adopted new rules amending Regulation A, and when it did so, it created two tiers of offerings. Tier 1 for offerings of up to $20 million in any 12-month period of time. Tier 2 for offerings of up to $50 million in any 12-month period of time by eligible issuers who are issuers that are not Exchange Act reporting issuers organized in and with their principal place of business in the United States or Canada. A Regulation A offering might be very attractive to a private company because it allows a private company to raise money from both accredited and non-accredited investors. A non-accredited investor is subject to an investor cap in connection with certain Tier 2 offerings. An issuer can undertake a Reg A offering on its own using the internet or internet-based platforms or marketing efforts without the need to use an intermediary, so a broker-dealer isn't necessarily required. The issuer can also test the waters and see if there's interest in a potential offering before it spends the money to produce the required offering disclosures. In connection with a Reg A, an issuer has to prepare and file with the SEC and have qualified, which is the equivalent of have declared effective, an offering statement on Form 1A. That consists of two parts. Part 1, which is a question and answer part, and Part 2, the offering circular component of the Form 1A, which is very much like a Form S1 and has a narrative discussion about the company's business, its results of operations, its executive officers, and such matters. There are also financial statement requirements. These differ as between Tier 1 and Tier 2 transactions, and Tier 2 transactions are required to include audited financial statements. Following a Reg A, an issuer is subject to certain ongoing reporting requirements.